is trying to figure out the impact of the CERB benefits.
Right.
And I would say most people, at least the position I've been taking is that the qualifications and this comes out of the one case in Ontario, but the way the entitlements, the way the money was paid out, how it was, who's qualified, who has to pay back. I mean, it changes all the time. So there's often the question, well, this person, we laid this person off in March, we terminated them in June, and they're now claiming wrongful dismissal against me. And we know they've been on the CERB benefits until at least November. Surely we're able to deduct that. It's a mess to try to sort out. When I'm acting for employers, I'll say, yeah, sure, we can deduct it. When I'm acting for employees, we'll say, no way, you can't deduct it at all. It's a giant mess. The practical approach I've taken is that the CRA deals with that. The law, I think we talked about it last time, in Sylvester in British Columbia, is still the law regarding deductibility of benefits, in that if the employee contributes to the benefits, or if the benefits are strictly employer contributed, then that's how you determine. So if the employer strictly determines or strictly contributes to the benefits, the classic example being WorkSafe BC, where it's a completely employer funded system. Those are, if an employee is claiming wrongful dismissal or human rights lost wages during a time where they were in receipt of temporary wage loss on a WorkSafe claim, then all the temporary wage loss is deducted from any claim, because that's paid for by the employers. That's the employees can't be paid twice. Right. So similarly, if an employer is paying for the entire premium of a long-term disability plan, then an employee is receiving wages, they can't claim those wages back, even if they claim wrongful dismissal. It gets murkier when you have joint contributions. So employment insurance is a standard one, as is long-term disability, where both parties pay the premiums. Now, employment insurance often is not deducted at source. That's one of the things that Sylvester in BC talked about. Sylvester in BC was about long-term disability. Basically, with employment insurance, it's not deducted off of the damages. So what happens is, if a person receives employment insurance while they're off and they get wrongful dismissal damages, the Service Canada or the Employment Insurance Commission can come and ask them to repay those benefits. Whether that commission wants to do that or not, or they want to invoke repayment, is often on the commission's decision. Employers can be held responsible, but often releases or settlements or judgments are not if the employer pays it all out, then it's on the employee to pay. But there are certain situations where, if the employer is concerned about the employee going bankrupt or spending all the money and not having any, that the employer may want to insist upon the Employment Insurance Commission kind of certifying that there's no repayment obligation here. That's kind of the main thing that I get a lot of questions about, is the impact of CERB, and frankly, no one knows. I think most employment counsel, whether on the employee or on the employer side, are just trying to sidestep it in order to get agreements done. We'll eventually get a decision where a court has to decide it, but we don't have one yet.
Right, and I guess because we're sort of in it still. I mean, we're not getting CERB, but it's changed to, I guess, an employment insurance. So this CRB, is that right? or something. There's something like that, right? So we're still in it. So it may very well be that we're not going to see the impact till maybe quite some time down the road, would you say?
It's possible. I mean, we're starting to get cases. I'm
Hmm.
getting cases that are filed that will involve the issue, whether they actually, for every employment case that actually results in a decision, there's probably 90 that settled. So we need some cases will eventually show up that couldn't be resolved. We'll just see if the issue ever has to come up. That's the beauty of the common law and litigation. They deal with issues as they arise.